This is Roadkill's Junkyard Gold. This car right here is incredibly historic. This is a 1949 Ford Custom. This is the first year for the total post-war redesign for Ford. They got away from bolt-on fenders, pontoon body style, to a fleet-side, slab-sided body. Eugene Bordenat and the guys designed these things. They got away from leaf springs up front, went to coil springs for the first time ever on Fords, knee action suspension. The 49 Ford was a breakthrough design. I love finding aftermarket hot rod wheels in the junkyard, and this one here, Finnegan, it's for you. This is a Western rim as used on the Dukes of Hazzard General Lee. The only thing is, somebody put this on the wrong wheel and wallowed out the holes. So you might be able to weld it up and fix it, don't know. But you know the other three are here. Get out here, Finnegan, and find them. A 1968 Ford Torino. This is the first year for the fastback body on Ford's mid-sized Torino car. Ford launched the fastback market in 1965 with the 2+2 Mustang, but when it came to mid-sized cars, the bigger ones, well, they were kind of late to the game. Dodge Charger and AMC Marlin came along with fastback bodies before Torino did it. Something I see on this car is this black stripe, which tells us this is a GT. And a GT, you're talking V8 only. Inside, no, I like what I'm seeing here. The transmission tunnel has a factory piercing for a floor-shifted transmission. Now, there were two options, of course, a 3-speed or a 4-speed manual or the C6 automatic. There would also be a console and bucket seats in this. It is a GT. In 1968, a big thing was passenger safety inside of the car. The padded dashboard and the padded horn pad were big advances, and here they are in pretty good condition. Now, because we don't see a clutch pedal, just a brake pedal, we know this car was an automatic. But that pedal tells us something pretty cool. We see the disc brake motif on that. Check this out. Ford's first disc brake package came along in 1965 for the Mustang as an option. They were provided by Kelsey Hayes, and they were kind of complex. They had 4 pistons in a caliper. Well, by 1968, Ford had learned some new tricks, including the single piston caliper. It was cheaper, lighter, but again, drum brakes were standard on Torino. The discs were an option. Now, this engine's long gone, but we can still learn from the VIN what it had. We see the letter Y. That is weird. That means this car had a 390 2-barrel. Usually the GT will have a 390 with a 4-barrel, but whoever ordered this car wanted the torque and the power of the 390, but the economy of a 2-barrel carburetor. Another thing we see in here are the notorious Ford spring towers. If you've ever owned a Ford big block, you've tried to add headers or even change spark plugs, you'll learn all about trying to get your hand between the spring tower and that V8 engine. Not a lot of fun, but that's how they built them. Let's check out the other side of the car. Okay, the quarter is missing. Actually, this impromptu junkyard cutaway gives us an opportunity to check out the inner structure of the Torino fastback body style. Now, this was a unit construction car, not a body on frame like the full-size Fords were at this point in time. And we can see here, the rocker box has been exposed by the torch, and inside we can see the galvanized coating that was applied at Ford. They dipped these bodies up to about here to help preserve the metal and keep it from rusting. If this looks like the inside of a garbage can, same stuff, galvanized. And here we see the Torino fastback's best side, and actually its worst feature. Here's why. These had a very short trunk lid, which means when you opened it, the access is quite short. So to load any kind of luggage or groceries, you had to reach inside. By contrast, there was a hardtop version of Torino, which had a much flatter, larger trunk with a big lid. So while these cars were more graceful and beautiful to look at, the small cargo access on this actually limited sales, and these lagged behind even convertibles on the showroom floor. But I love the originality of this car. The original Torino GT logo still in place. It reminds us of this car's sporting intent. It deserves to live on. With its missing quarter panel, doors, fenders, and all that stuff, I think this car is a little too far gone for roadkill, but if it were mine, I think I would do the work myself and give it an amateur restoration. I'd weld on a fresh quarter panel, get some doors, reproduction fenders, and hood. I'd put a big block under there, but probably a 514 cubic inch FE motor, call it a 390, and spook some people. But I'd definitely keep the original black GT stripes on the side. That's what attracted me in the first place.